There we go.
It's fine. Um, Hello, it's good to see y'all. We're going to call the tribal council meeting on Tuesday, January 13th, 2026 to order. We will start with, let's start with reports. Uh, Actually, before we go into that, do we have long reports? I'm just trying to figure out which topic to go into that I think we'll spend more time on.
So I would say there's also a topic that's not on there that came up last night, and
Okay,
I did put together a statement, so we can look at that at some point.
gotcha. Um, let's just go through reports. Uh, Fair report, nothing to report in this outside of what we'll be talking about in new business. Carol is not here. Tracy,
Unmute yourself.
Sorry.
Oh, there we go.
I'm just bringing up Royal Credit Union right now. I did go to the office today. Went and got all the checks. So I'll be making a deposit of about, I think it was 17,000. A little less than 17,000 because that $13,000 check from Gloria Lutheran Church is in. Checking account is sitting at 106,024. The savings account is at 44,891. The grant writing account is 24,225. I do need to fix some things. I need to transfer some money. Dakota, when you wrote that check,
yes.
was it on a one of the old checks with the,
Yep, the little ones.
we changed accounts, right?
No, I didn't. Like I
We talked
knew
about it.
that, but I didn't think that that affected the check, if I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest. But
Yeah.
yes, that tracks.
So I'll fix that tomorrow. But when a check is written, I'm gonna leave. So the checks are usually in the office, but I took them because I didn't have a key to lock the
Mhm.
office. So the checkbook is in my possession here in a locked cabinet in
Gotcha.
my office. Um, I still don't have a key to lock the office. I don't know. Amanda, did you get my text about the key so I can lock my office?
I did, yes. So all the keys are in the key organizer that's in my office. Yours is labeled Office NUPA. There are two keys. I don't know if you want them both. If we want to keep all the keys, like a duplicate in that organizer. That
Yeah, we
organizer
can, but
does
your office
lock.
is locked, so I can't get in there. I don't. That
It
office,
should
that
That
office is
so my
locked.
office actually is not locked. The door is broken. And so it
Oh,
just requires shouldering with some force to get it open. Yeah,
okay.
I told Carol because Carol's been in and out, and I said, please just don't close the door because when you close it, it sticks. So, and that is something I've been meaning to talk. I meant to bring that up to Jonathan today. He was around, but he
Okay.
looked perturbed by something else, so I figured I'd just leave
Hmm.
him be.
Okay. So I thought it was locked. I'm like, "Oh, how am I gonna get the key?" So I'll be there on Friday again, and I'm just setting everything up. So the checkbook will be back into the locked cabinet in my office, Dakota. So when you need it, and if you need to take like 2 blank checks with you and just keep them with you, that's totally fine. Just let me know what numbers.
As long as it's in your office
Yeah.
and I can get to them, that will be perfect.
Okay. Perfect. So I'll fix that tomorrow and then I will transfer the money because every time we write a check to Amanda, it goes, we have to take the money out of the grant writing checking account and put it
And-
back in the checking account. So I'll do that
Gotcha.
as well.
Perfect.
But just send me an email or send me a text or send something saying that you wrote a check.
Will do.
And then, being at the office, and I haven't been there because, my dad and and all of the good stuff that's going on. My question is, I wrote all the checks for all the bills today, and one of my questions is, I know that Jonathan had said that he was going to change the suite numbers so that we didn't have to change our suite. However, our Excel bill is on our suite 300, but it's on across the hall. So
Yes.
have we called Excel and figured that out yet?
I've not. Amanda, have you looked into that by
I
chance?
thought we talked about it. I don't know if Carol
Jonathan
was gonna
talked
do it.
about this because I think
Okay.
Jonathan has to change it. And so I will follow up with him on that too, because I think since he manages the building, like he's gonna
Yeah.
have to indicate that change.
Okay.
So I will
So,
follow up to make sure.
yeah, just so that we're paying the correct Excel bill. And then the Comcast was switched over, correct? Or are we still using a router in the other office?
That I do not know. Um,
We
I
still
guess
in the
I
other
mean, it really
office
doesn't
then.
matter because,
we'd be accessing that internet anyways. But hey, no, if the router is still set up in the other office, no, because it's not. Because the only thing we have in the other office is those 5 pieces: the refrigerator, deep freezer, filing cabinets.
Okay.
It is in the closet space on the wall.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, okay. So we do need to go and grab that. There's no
Believe so.
firewalls, so we're still having access to it. So it's not a big deal. I don't know if we need to change it because if Jonathan is going to change the suite numbers, then nothing needs to be changed with Comcast. It's just the reading for our electric bill. And
But
it's Excel
if,
is electric, right? Yeah.
I mean, we do kind of want the router in our office, right? If
Well,
we have
yeah,
a problem with it, we need to reset it, so we have to go knock on the
right.
neighbor's door.
We'll move the router, but we don't have to do anything with Comcast
Uh-huh,
if we're going to keep the suite number.
yeah.
Because
Perfect,
Jonathan's
yeah.
just going to switch the suite numbers. So yeah, the router will come back with us, but I don't think we need to do anything with Comcast. Or am I thinking wrong?
I think that should be correct.
Okay, is that the only utility that we need to change? I think that's the only utility bill I pay. Okay. The next thing is, I know we talked about it before the move, Amanda, when we were still going back and forth if we were going to move or not. Could you or did you get an estimate from like Fast Signs or something like that for a new sign outside?
No, I
Oh.
did not.
Okay.
Are we talking about
The
on
full
the
sign on the outside of the building.
full sign on the outside of the building? No, but I can.
So on Friday, I'll come with my tape measure. I think, is there a ladder? There's not a ladder there. I'll come with my
No,
little
I
step
don't think
stool
so.
too, and I'll measure up there and see how big of a sign that we do need, because we need to take down the other people's sign and put our sign up there. So I know that we approved to pay for a sign, I think through Fast Signs or something, that we can make. And I think it's just a sticker that's up there. I'll check. I'll check that on that Friday. Are you in the office on Friday, Amanda? No? Yes?
Amanda,
She went away. Okay, so I'll do that when I'm in the office back on Friday. I will measure and get everything, and then I'll send it to Amanda to see if we can get I don't know. Oh, I don't know what logo do you want, like our regular logo? on the on outside?
Yes.
Okay, so we will create the sign and get that fixed. I think that's the only thing that I saw with the office. I have everything listed on Marketplace. I haven't had anybody comment yet, so I'm probably gonna be changing it here soon to free. Was hoping to like make some petty cash out of it, but
But if they have to pay to haul it away or organize that, I mean, that's gonna,
exactly. So, I think that is about it. My next question is, maybe I'm making this up in my own head. Dwayne sent me his receipts for the rocks and wood for January and February sweat. I thought did we cancel them?
we are paying Dwayne, or we were paying Dwayne $200 a month,
We're
right?
still paying him because I'm still writing
Yeah,
checks
we're
to him.
still paying him. We are not paying for rocks. We are not paying for wood. We are not paying for anything they do, they're supposed to be doing.
Oh, well, we've been paying for it ever since I started. He's been reimbursed. We've been paying for it.
Because I thought that was the whole point of the paying him to do, because that money was just, you do you over there with it. But I thought my understanding was we were not paying for rocks or wood because nobody else would pay for rocks or wood if we were running a
Oh, well,
sweat.
I've been writing him a check every month for reimbursement,
Okay.
every single month.
Ah,
We can contact Dwayne and talk about what we stated within the contract that we wrote.
mhm.
Okay. I thought for some reason we were canceling that whole
And
thing. Am I making that up? No? Okay.
No, but I mean, it's when the contract was negotiated, at that point, it was, we're reimbursing you for the time that you put in maintaining the lodge, right? Like laundering the coverings and whatever. But we're not paying, I didn't think we were reimbursing for rocks and stuff anymore.
Yeah, and it's an average of $100 a month. So we're paying technically about $300 a month total. Do people go to the sweats? I mean, is it like worth the $300 a month?
Okay, well, Dakota, you want to start? And then I
yeah,
can jump in, but
um, so in my opinion, for every sweat I've ever been to, never paid for rocks. That's
Okay,
something that we actually actively go gather.
okay.
Um,
Sorry,
as
I
a
don't know anything about
tribe,
it.
yeah, no, you're good. As a tribe, we pay the fire insurance on that place.
have we found, has Tim Jr. or Senior found the fire insurance yet?
So I paid an insurance bill today to it's $510. I actually have it with me. It is for it says liability insurance. There's no contract, there's nothing in here. I've never written a check for this insurance company before. So I don't know if it's new or
So
if it's just every 6 months and the 6 months is up now. I don't know.
can you call and find out what that company is and what we're paying for? Because we've been
Yeah,
trying to track this down.
Yes.
I know that there's
okay.
fire insurance that is paid because I was at a meeting back in, I don't know, 2022 or something. And this was with the Dupree House and the Minnesota Historical Society was brought up that we have to pay fire insurance to be able to maintain that NEP there. I don't know how much, or some kind of insurance. I don't know how much it
Yeah.
is. I have heard numbers ranging from $1,000 to $8,000 a year.
Yeah, this says just liability insurance. I'm like, well, what's our liability insurance for? I thought we were doing that for the powwow, but do we need liability insurance for what else?
Well, that's what I would call and find out what exactly like this is for, and does this predate the this year? Because if it predates this year, then it's not the powwow. It must be, I would guess, the fire insurance for the or the insurance on the NEP.
Okay,
But
I
we've been
will
trying
make
to
that phone
track
call tomorrow.
down. We've been trying to track down where that is and how much we're paying on it so that we can make an assessment of how much the NEP is costing. Because as Dakota says, usually the provision of wood and grandfathers is something that is done by the members of the lodge themselves.
Mm,
You don't like cruise over to Home Depot and then go buy a whole bunch of rocks out of landscaping and take them over to the lodge. So,
Okay.
we have the other problem is, and this has to be Dakota will have this conversation with Dwayne, but who exactly this lodge is serving,
Yeah,
because I think this is still,
I,
how would
I
you put
don't know
this?
any of our members that go to this lodge specifically outside of Dwayne. And I would
Mhm.
assume Dwayne's family that is also,
Okay.
Yeah, it would be finding out who is going, but
as that
yeah,
is the other assessment, is that like if it is not serving our community, then I think it is fair that that community also, takes some of the fiscal responsibility of maintaining this law.
Okay.
because back a year ago, I will be honest, is that it was mostly these honorary members. And I
Okay.
don't think we need to be paying for their spiritual awakening, which is how they were rather treating this.
I will
Um,
take care of the insurance if Dakota, you want to take care of that going forward. And then
Yeah,
just let me know what I need, what I need to do.
yeah.
Um, other than that, everything is paid. Besides, I have not wrote the check and I'll do that tonight. Wrote the check I got the invoice for December from the attorney.
Okay.
So I will write that as well.
Oh,
Tracy, um, I brought this up to Amanda, but actually you and Dakota were the proper people to approach with this. Paying for the second semester of the Dakota language courses that Shishoka is teaching. This was coming out of the Bigelow grant, so we should still have the money left in that grant to be able to pay him. Do we need a new contract? What's his contract for one semester or for two? And if it was for one semester, do we need to write a new contract for him to sign?
I believe it was for one semester.
Okay,
And how much is that? Is that another 10,000?
10,000.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I will make up the contract for the spring. And then I guess we can have him sign that and we can cut him the check for that. And that will, I think it leaves us a couple $1,000 maybe left in the Bigelow, but I think that mostly between last semester and the overrun from the powwow, that will mostly run down the Bigelow. Is that correct, Amanda?
She sent a message saying that she stepped
Yeah.
away.
I didn't know if she'd step back. So,
Hmm.
To my understanding, that is how it was budgeted. I don't know if that budget has changed, but yes.
Mhm.
When we had spoke it, in theory, it would be 10,000 for the first semester, 10,000 for the second. That should leave a remainder of 10,000 to cover general costs. I think it was undesignated at that.
Because it was undesignated culture, powwow culture classes, language, etc.
Mhm.
So, Amanda will so Amanda will just let us know how much less is left out of that Bigelow grant then.
She should.
And then that should be the last grant
That's
that
it.
we have any
Yeah.
money in right
Yeah.
now.
And so everything after that that's left in the bank account is unencumbered money.
Okay, so that's good to know because then I can start with a whole nother account, a whole new account
Mhm.
with restricted money.
Yes.
Um,
And
Yes.
Amanda is going to start applying for, I think in February, the MRAC. And there's going to be a application for another archiving grant in April. And so we will be starting processes to apply for new grants, but we probably won't be hearing back on
Mhm.
whether or not we get those until later in the year. So that should give you time to set up, whatever the
Yeah.
system is going to be, so those monies have a place to go.
Okay. Okay. Um, I had one more thing and I didn't write it down.
Mhm.
And it might come back to me. I'm not 100% sure. But
Oh.
otherwise, I think I'm good.
So
Oh, go ahead.
Tracy, for the general council meeting, it would be great if you had like an expense report or something that could be distributed to the membership
Mhm.
of just like and maybe moving forward as we get things in order to be able to issue just a monthly expense report of like this is where money went, this is what money came in.
Yep. I have so I have my monthly expense reports.
Okay.
I have my quarterly expense reports, and I'm still working on a yearly expense report because I don't have everything in. So my
Okay.
yearly expense report, and I'm trying to differentiate my grant money versus my expenses.
Okay.
So, but I have everything in my Excel sheets. I have everything like ready to go. I just need to balance everything and
Okay.
then present it to Carol and the finance committee.
And so then like going forward, once we figure out a rhythm for this, if there's a way that those can be made accessible to the community at some point in the
Mhm.
future. And I can talk
And
with Brad about whether we want to do that through a secure side of the website, for example, or what, but
okay. And then I just had something in my head. My ADHD is so kicking in right now. It's crazy. Lost it. But yes. Oh, and what I was going to say, and then I will have to talk to Carol Levine again because we need to start working on getting we still need to get those 1099s from the dancers and the drummers because tax time is right around the corner here. So we need to file
Mhm.
all of that. So I'm gathering information. I'm gathering everything for us to be able to be ready for tax time.
Mhm.
And then we decided that we were not going with the Schwoon, right? I was going to ask. I know I had my study class last night. I was going to ask about it, but I didn't. Okay. But other than that, that's all I've got.
Damia. All right. Danielle with the secretary report.
nothing to report at this point.
Greg with the historian's report. Greg, you're on mute.
I don't have no real historian report, but I'm going to throw my 2 cents in on the sweat, because I used to help Bear with the sweats down there at I forget the guy's name, Dick Bancroft there, and we used to. I mean, I used to get the stones, the grandfathers for them, because I lived out here in the country, and it got some farm fields. I could go pick some stones out of grandfathers out of there. And that does, but occasionally we did have to buy some. So
I mean,
being down there, I don't know how Dwayne's location will be able to get access to grandfathers are.
I
So
I think the concern was a conversation that Mike Harley had had with Dakota and with myself back earlier this year, where there was a lot of concern about their access to the sweat and essentially whatever the sweat had been 10 years ago. I mean, it has pretty much become a space for a bunch of non-tribal members.
yes, I understand that.
And
So.
then the tribe is financing all of this.
I think
That's
that's my thing
the
is that
trouble.
like if you're gonna buy rocks, you buy rocks. That's not up to me. It's not my place to say how you run your sweat. You can do whatever you want. I don't think it is Mendota's fiscal responsibility to pay for those
Right.
rocks when it is not benefiting our community.
Yeah.
Not
But
that I
does our
don't believe
community
in
know
people.
about it? Does everybody in our community know about it? Like all of our new members and all of that? Do they know about it?
Well, that was also like part of what Dwayne was supposed to be doing is reaching
Doing
out.
Yeah, and we've had a whole set of conversations, sometimes rather heated, about, how one publicizes this, right?
Yes.
Because apparently we don't put on the calendar, oh, we're having sweat every, first Saturday of the month. And so, Dwayne, I guess, was going to reach out, or Jeff was going to reach out, and sort of nobody has done anything. I don't know how many of our members would go if it were advertised, but this is the problem right at the moment, is that I don't know who's in that sweat. Last I went, and it's been a couple of years, it was non-members. It was Dwayne and Joseph, and then a whole bunch of folks, right? And again, they can do what they want, but like we're paying out all this money, and it's something that our members are not using. So we're just sort of, I guess, doing charity for somebody else's sweat lodge at this point. That's our
I do think
question.
it provides a lot of like community benefit locally here, though. I know like a sweat just went on this last week. I didn't go to it, but I was made aware of it.
Were
At the,
Dwayne and Joseph the ones that were leading that?
no, it was Mitch walking
Mitch
out.
Walking Elk.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
know a lot of
that's the
people,
ones that used to do it with Bear,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mitch.
I think just based off of it being available for the community, that is a great thing. But I do think it's something that maybe Mendota should be more forward about alerting our community, like the surrounding community, that this is a benefit that we're providing, just so people can have some awareness of the value that we're bringing locally. But I also understand not wanting to pay for it, but I do think, um, like other than that lodge, the only lodges available in the cities are like on Lake Street, which is not necessarily the most ideal setting for a sweat lodge. Like the location of that lodge is really nice in terms of it actually being in proximity to the river and, surrounded by trees and in a quiet space. So it's just something to consider.
Well,
Well, and I think this is it's two things, right? It's maintaining the lodge itself, because we've also used that lodge. Did Shishoko pour water there? I think at least once.
Yes.
But it's, paying for the insurance on the lodge is one thing, but paying for the grandfathers and the wood for
Is a
specifically
separate
Dwayne's
thing.
is a separate thing, because then we get the question, why are we paying for Dwayne, but we're not paying for Mitch? What is special about Dwayne's lodge?
who's Mitch?
Fair. Mitch
Is he
Walking
part of
Elk,
ours?
no, I think he's Sisseton, but he is, I I don't like using this term, but he's, I think, considered like a spiritual leader. And he has done a lot of work with youth in the urban, like American Indian youth community. And so there are a lot of kids who have learned about
You should be
ceremonial
able to
ways through
Google
him.
him. He's got some recordings.
So
Okay.
who actually, Amanda, who coordinates the use of that lodge?
I believe Dwayne is the one who
Okay.
coordinates the use of that lodge. So Mitch
Okay.
would have probably been in touch. I don't know this for sure. I just know that there was a sweat. I was invited to it, but I typically don't sweat without. I sweat in my spot. um, and I don't go to the other lodges, which is like an altar thing. But
And just to let you guys know, Mitch used to do a sweat lodge down at what's her name? The old lawyer of ours down that one property right down by the river there that we
Nimis?
were looking at, the warehouse there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He used
Well, I
to
know
have a
that
little sweat lodge right up in the hill there.
I know that,
So
when Dane was talking about thinking about doing his first sweat, he was literally told not to go to Dwayne's, that he needed to go to um to Treasure.
Well, to go to
So
what?
I thought that was a little weird that we have our own within our own community, but he was told not to do that one.
I think there's criticism around Dwayne and Joseph Bester's Sweat Lodge because they incorporate elements of Christianity into it, and especially amongst younger people, there's a lot of movement away from kind of that version of sweat. And younger generations are looking for something that is just traditionally, Dakota, Lakota, or whatever, a sweat lodge. And so it's not uncommon for, obviously, especially in Sisseton, there's kind of a mesh of, Christianity and traditional ways. And
Mhm.
I mean, that's fine. And I think that's fine if that's how you do things. I don't
Well-
have any judgment towards that, but I know that there's people who feel like it's inappropriate.
Jeff
Okay.
definitely feels it's
And
inappropriate.
my
I'm
son reads
assuming
the
Jeff
Bible on a
is-
daily
I've
basis.
never had a sweat with Dwayne and Joseph there. So.
But that's the thing is, okay, this is where I struggle because I don't know enough. But that's the thing is, we're paying for this. It's our member putting this on, and it's our members also telling our members not to go to it. So that's a problem in my book.
I think in general, we shouldn't be paying for any member's sweat. We should pay to maintain that space so people can do lodge there.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think I
Okay.
agree
I
with
believe in
Amanda
that
that
full-heartedly. That needs to be
Yes.
there. Amanda is correct on that line.
Yes.
But I don't think
Me
it is
too.
our responsibility to pay for anyone's specific sweat or make sure that they have rocks and wood there. Because what we have opened a door historically that we did that, but we are at a point where there are multiple people that can use that, that want to use that. We created a principle that it is our obligation to pay for that wood for them. It is not. It is everyone's own obligation. If you are pouring wood that is between you and your lodge, you and your altar, you and your group of people going there, you and your teoshpa, to provide for that altar.
Okay.
In my opinion, like that is my opinion of it.
Agreed. Yeah. And I think if people, people use it in their way, and we don't have to judge in terms of
Yeah,
what goes
no.
on in their lodge, but we don't
Yeah.
have to sponsor any individual lodge. I
Correct.
think we make it available for community use, and that's a great thing. If we don't already have some signage up there that this is, a space
But I think,
provided by our community.
I mean, I think that I don't understand. Okay, so we all have different views on everything. We all have different views on Christianity or 100% Dakota. But my son wasn't asked. He was just told, no, you don't do that one. You have to do this one down at Prairie Island. No reason why you don't do this one. If he would have known that they put a little Christianity into that one, he would have chosen Dwayne's. And I know that for a fact because he's, he lives by the
Yep.
Bible. That's
And
just
that's
who
fair.
he is.
And
But we weren't told that, and that's where we need to educate because I'm not educated and he's not educated.
yes,
And how many more of our new members are not educated? We have to look at that. We have to put ourselves in everybody else's shoes that we're new to this also. So maybe we do talk about it with the community, maybe, give them an option and let them know, this is the way that other tribe or other people do it. This is the way Dwayne does it that represents Mendota.
I think
Does he represent Mendota? I don't know.
And when we're talking about going down to Treasure Island, down there to Prairie Island, are we talking down at Ray Owens' place?
Well, they're meaning Ray
And-
Owens' place, right?
I have no
That's what
idea.
they're meaning.
that's what
And
I would
mean,
assume. Yes.
I really
Okay.
wouldn't be advising people to cruise up to Black Horse
Right.
unless they were coming with somebody,
We-
right?
Unless you were
Correct.
invited in with somebody.
Yeah.
And so that's
I-
the thing I think too that Dwayne's trying to say, and you don't just blast these things like a community banner. I think if we have a member that is interested in trying to reconnect with ceremony, they can reach out and we can put them in contact with different people, and they can speak personally
Yes.
to Dwayne about, his altar and how things go there, or if they are looking for, if they want to reach out to Mitch Walking Elk. If we know the people who pour, we can direct them to those people. And because that's kind of part of it, is you're supposed to be building a relationship, right? And so
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
about connectivity as well and reaching out to those people. And it's, I don't know if Dwayne offered or requires that to offering of tobacco. Some people, require that to come in. But I think it's a matter of we don't need to like banner advertise it. I think that is not a good look for us at large. But I think if we want to let members know that, hey, if you're interested in learning about traditional ways, or if you have an interest in traditional medicines, reach out to us and we can talk to you and get you in touch with people who might be able to help you with that, and you can make that relationship.
I think
What
that's,
we need
I think that's
now,
great.
yeah, what we need now is a chain of communication, right? And I think initially the idea was that like Dwayne was going to be that chain of communication, but that seems not to have really worked out. And so I would say, who do we want people to contact if they would like to go to Sweat? Who should they contact?
I mean, they can reach out to the tribal office email, and I can reach out to Dwayne, or I don't actually know Mitch, but I do know his daughter Ignomi very well. And so I could ask her if maybe we could. I probably should have gone to that sweat last week just to introduce myself, and I didn't have to go into the lodge, but I can try to get in touch with Mitch to see if he's open to that too, if there's people from our community who would like to learn, and if there's any protocol that he wishes to, if he wants them to offer tobacco or whatever. So,
And I think
I
Shishoka would be open
Mhm.
to
oh,
people
Shishoka,
coming
of
to
course.
Shishoka's
Yeah.
lodge. So I think we could, recommend him as well.
So
I
Shashoka
wouldn't,
has a lodge and Dwayne has a lodge. Is that correct? Okay.
yes.
Yes.
And Shishoka has, at least on one or two occasions, held Sweat down at Mendota as well.
Okay.
So I think that's
Can
something that could be
Amanda, can
worked
I ask you a
with.
question about the Mitch walking out sweat? Was that in relationship to the ice stuff going on down there?
Yes, yeah, the
Yeah,
community was
because I
asking for
saw,
it to be wiped
my mom
down.
saw him on the news here the other day,
Yep.
so.
Yeah, and that's the other thing
Yeah.
is Mitch doesn't actually live in Minnesota anymore, but he
Yep.
has come back by community request because people are really struggling spiritually, emotionally with kind of the tension that's happening here in the cities, and so he hosted that sweat.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a women's group who's interested in potentially being able to use that lodge as well. So I think we
He's a
know.
really good singer-songwriter, so,
That's what I've heard. I've heard good things about Mitch.
yeah.
So
So if Amanda, if you can take over maybe coordinating that, and as well as, you've said that you don't feel like it's very well publicized what the connection is to us, if you can figure out like how we would handle that, that would be really great.
yeah, I mean, it's just something because I just heard about the sweat this weekend through friends, and I was like, oh, that's the lodge that's hosted by Mendota, and nobody even knew that part. So I think it's good to let the community know that we're here in a good way too, and like we don't get a huge benefit, but we get to start building kind of a community relationship and letting people know that we're here to help.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. And I do remember what I was going to say. My last thing is I found a lady. I met her at my dad's funeral, believe it or not, and she makes star quilts. She's got one left for sale. I think I'm going to purchase it for myself. Because I've lost my mom and my dad now, and my mom was cremated with mine, so I really want another one. But she said that she's not interested in like keep making them, so she's made 4 of them, and they're all gorgeous. They're just gorgeous. I asked her, I said, would you be interested in like teaching people how to make them? And she said, most definitely. So keep that in the back of your mind, because we don't have anybody that does that. I mean, we don't have anybody that, we can get them offhand, But she said that she would be more than willing to teach people how to make them.
Love.
So in our education, with our education grant, I would really like to like dig deeper into that and look into that.
Yes,
Mhm.
would be awesome.
The only thing is, the people that would go, they'd have to bring their own sewing machine because we're not providing, we can't provide sewing machines.
I have
Sure
a
we
sewing
can, why
machine.
not?
I have a sewing machine. I know a lot of people, and you know who has a lot of sewing machines is, and this isn't, I could ask about using some, but is SPS's Indian Ed program.
Yes.
Oh.
I feel like Dina would probably be willing to loan a sewing machine out if she knew that I would definitely bring it back to her, and she knows I would bring it back. So
Huh. Yeah, I think it would be great. She said that she only knows the one pattern, and she said it's way easier than you would ever think. And I'm like, what? And I was looking at the stitching on this blanket, on this quilt, and I'm like, it's just beautiful. It's gorgeous. And I was super impressed. So I am going to purchase mine from her it's $400 and it's a king size. Um, and but down the road, if we find money for a grant and people want to learn how to make them, I think it would be great for people because right now is what I'm told is like it's a lot of the elders that make them, and they're just they're tired. They just they don't make them as much anymore, so they're not like really easy to come by anymore. So I thought that would be really kind of cool if she could teach some people how to do it.
I think that sounds rad.
Yeah. It'd be great if we can get somebody's really good recipe for fry bread as well. That's all I've got.
I have a fry bread recipe.
Is it really good? Because I've tried like 12 of them and I'm not super happy on any of them. Yeah.
Yo,
No,
is it that sneaky Lakota fry bread recipe?
it's that Helen Nikki fry bread recipe. It depends on
That's
how
a
you like
good
your fry
one.
bread. Yeah,
That's
I
a
like
good one. It's
hers.
just it's very, very sneaky.
Yeah. So, but
Very deceptively easy.
yeah. If you want like a golden crispy, light and fluffy fry bread, that's the one. If you like a denser fry bread, call Trickster Tacos.
Yeah, that's what my aunt makes is the dense fry bread, the really dense, thick fry bread. I like the light and fluffy personally, but
Me too. Yeah. I want it to be like a raised.
yes, exactly. So yeah, I would love to have that recipe if you want to send it to me. I can try it.
Will do. Yep.
Perfect. All right. If that is it, we're gonna
Mhm.
go into new business. The new business is responses to ICE activity in Minneapolis and the advice to tribal members. Right,
So
go for it.
I did put together a statement.
Sweet.
Do you want me to share screen? Figure out how
Yes,
to do
please.
that? Oh, here it is. Share. Screen window tab. Okay, choose what you want to share. Oh, they don't make this easy, do we? Where do we have like window? Give me 1 second. Is it this one down here?
Got my full
Yes.
face mask. I'm ready to go.
Here we go. So can you all see this?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. So, and this has been based on the statement that has been issued by Spirit Lake, Crow Creek, and Sisseton.
Okay.
Just tell me when you want me to move it down.
I think it's good. I guess my one question is, I don't know that since we're not federally recognized, we want to
I was gonna say the same
encourage
thing.
encourage the use of our tribal ID cards.
Oh, I mean, what I would say is that, um, and following the news, um, they don't know the difference between federally recognized and non-federally recognized tribes.
I
Right?
believe
I
that.
don't, so, even showing a federally recognized tribal ID card in some cases has been absolutely useless. The problem is I do understand the legal issue that it is not it's not a federal ID, right? So, from a legal perspective, like we can't guarantee this is going to keep you from getting arrested, but even if we were federally recognized, we couldn't guarantee that. Hell, you could have your passport and that might not help.
So
So,
my uncle is the chief of their tribe up in Canada, and they have dual citizens.
mhm,
So what they have is it's called status cards. Um, but in his letter out to people, it just said, keep your status card with you, showing that because it clearly, I guess it is government for Canada, but it will
Mhm.
show that if you're a dual citizen or not.
Mhm.
But it
Well, we know
but
how
it
they
also
feel
gives
about
a phone
Canadians,
number.
though.
Right, but it also gives his letter also gives a phone number. If you're struggling and if you are having encounter with ICE, here's a phone number to call. And it gave him his actual cell phone number. If people, so I think that we need to add a phone number. Some people can call, so
Mhm.
people can call somebody and
Yes.
feel a little bit, a little
Mhm.
bit more better. If ICE or if somebody's trying to like make them prove that they're a tribal member or
Well, we're going to
something
be,
that we
yeah,
can.
we can include that in the statement. This is a statement we would post to the website. We will be sending out some emails on some
Mhm.
things also about just some general information that people have gotten asked, right? They say, oh, I'm in a tribe. Oh, who's your tribal chairman? Right?
Yeah.
So like, know your tribal chairman. Here's a phone number that you can call. Um, the amount, like how much we can do for them aside from confirm that they are. Um, the in terms of IDs, there have been people that have showed federal tribal IDs, federally recognized tribes, and they've had ice slapped in their face, you know. So
Mhm.
it's one of those things that I carry it. It's probably not going to
Bunch
hurt. It might not help, but it won't hurt, right?
a
Mhm.
bunch of Nazi Proud Boys don't care about none of that crap.
Well,
Yeah,
I
but I
mean,
would let's add
we
whose
need to
number would you want to
encourage
have there?
we need to encourage them to comply also.
No,
Mhm.
yeah.
Is, if you're asked to comply and not fight, that's where the trouble comes. So, I mean, I'm not saying that trouble doesn't
Well,
come if you don't
I don't know
comply,
if you
because we
know it
know.
all, but they're running into people's yards and taking people from their private property.
So we
My
do.
brother
So
would say, he would start shooting at people like that.
Tracy,
You
so
know?
by the way, you do know that have you seen the DoorDash woman?
No,
Okay. That was one of ours. That's one of our members,
I don't.
right?
What is the DoorDash woman?
So you can go on, I think you can probably find it on YouTube. It was on TikTok.
Probably driving down the
Somebody was
road doing a delivery.
doing a delivery and the DoorDash woman ran into this lady's house and then ICE was surrounding the house. And that was actually the owner of the house that's in that video is actually one of our tribal members. We've had another tribal member that has had ICE showing up in front of her business and ICE showing up in front of her house with multiple cars. She is an American citizen. All her family members are American citizens. She's done literally nothing.
I
So
have
They're
no
like
idea what
after
there's,
it's
her,
like
and she
driving
knows that
around
they're
down in
after her
Minneapolis right
personally.
now. So
well, if they're in front of her house and they're in front of her store, I don't know. I don't know. This is what I talked with this person.
Hmm.
Um,
I mean, I got the
I
text. I mean, I'm in on the texts, so
Yeah.
I'm
So you're in
seeing
on the
those
text
texts
with
as
that
well.
person. But yeah, then the other was with the episode with the DoorDash thing that has gone viral. I mean, we've been hearing from people overseas that have seen that one. So, yeah, I mean, I understand compliance, but also these people are not conducting themselves in any sort of organized fashion. Dakota?
And but we
Yes.
can't control that. That's the problem, is we can't control how they're gonna conduct themselves, and there's
What
nothing
we
we can
can
do about it.
do-
They're federal agents.
What we can do as individuals is exercise our constitutional rights, our constitutional
Mhm.
rights to not open our door, our constitutional rights to remain silent. We do not have to answer specific questions if we are not doing anything illegal.
We
So-
don't have to
I do
open our
have-
doors to
Yes.
an administrative
Yes,
warrant,
and
for example.
Correct. There's a
Exactly,
judicial
because I
warrant and
learned
an
today the
administrative
two
warrant.
different types of warrant.
Yes.
So you
Mhm.
have to ask what type of warrant it is. If it's just
Danielle, did-
administrative, you don't have to answer. But if it's not, if it's a, is it judicial, what is the other?
Judicial warrant.
Judicial
Warrant, you have to
You have
comply.
to, oh, yes. That is a warrant. At that point, it doesn't matter if you comply, I guess is my point is I don't take a stance on either way, like do whatever you're gonna do. It's not my place to tell you what to do, but if it is a judicial warrant, they are coming into your house.
Correct.
It is real. So be
They're
prepared.
they're
for what
busting
that
your door
look-
down.
Yes, be prepared for
Yes.
what that looks like.
Mhm.
But unless it is a judicial warrant, they cannot come into your house lawfully. Now,
Mhm.
I'd also say in this day and age, be aware there's a lot of weird non-lawful things happening
Mhm.
on like a very regular basis all the time by like a lot of different people.
Mhm.
So be aware what that also looks like.
It's gonna, exactly. It's gonna
Right.
get worse before it gets better. We all know that. We all can agree on that.
Yes,
And
I guess.
There's supposed to be a night raid tonight. I don't know if that's true, but
There's-
that's what's
Yeah.
circulating.
he
I've
just
seen
sent
that as
600
well.
more. There's 600 more, so
So-
now we're up to what, 2,600?
Mhm.
Yes, I would say
In
my
Minnesota?
biggest thing is get to know each other.
I hear there's a bunch
is
up
why
in
we
St.
are a
Claude and
community.
Alexandria too.
I
Correct.
know, that's
They are
wild to
all
me.
over- yes. They're all over the state of Minnesota. Get
Mhm.
to know each
Mhm.
other in your locations where you are. Like,
Mhm.
Off track, but a general
Yes.
question. What about
Yes.
apartment buildings and warrants? Do individual apartments?
yes, would need a separate warrant than the overall building itself, because
Yeah.
technically they can call the owner of your building
Yeah.
and that owner can tell them they can enter the building itself, but your unit is under lease, and within your lease, you have the right to not open your apartment door without prior notice by your landlord of 24 hours. If you do not have prior notice of 24 hours lawfully, they cannot enter your apartment.
Correct.
Okay,
Now,
that's not
again,
applicable to me, but I have somebody who is asking to stay
Yeah.
over tonight because they're afraid because they're in an apartment. And I was like, I don't think
Yeah.
that's, I think you can still keep your
They
door
can, I
closed,
mean,
but
the ICE agents will come in without any warning into the apartment building.
Mhm.
They're not gonna wait for the apartment owner to open up that bottom door. They're gonna open that door.
they're gonna
Somebody's gonna
bust
come
it.
out that door and that door's
Half
gonna
the
be
time
open
they're
and they're
getting
gonna
the
go in.
owner's permission anyways, because they want people out, you know?
What's that?
They want, sometimes they want the tenants out. So
Mhm.
the person who owns the building, yeah, sure, go on in, you know?
I mean,
That's the thing.
exactly. So, I mean, an ICE agent can be sitting and they'll camp outside your apartment door if they need to. They're
My-
they're gonna be there. They're
But
everywhere.
I mean, the
My
things that we can
personal-
say,
yes,
the
is
things we
like,
can say are keep your ID on you at all times,
Correct.
right? Is that know the difference between, know what your basic rights are. Those are the things that we
Correct.
can do.
And
We're
I
not
think that we
asking
need to
people to
give them
go
a
out
hotline
and like,
number or a phone, somebody's phone number where, you know, that they are gonna
Yes.
answer that phone 24/7 if something happens. You know, they need to know that they can, you know, we might not be able to help them, but
oh, but at
we,
least to know what's
it'll give them a
happening
little
so
bit warm
that-
and
yeah.
fuzzy feeling about it, though. You
well, I
know,
was gonna say,
that
in
we're behind them.
reality, what would be more helpful is everyone having, their chapter of the National Lawyers Guild phone number. And,
I mean, you can,
another
Right on
one,
the arm.
the
you
native,
can add that
yes,
and tell them
very-
to add it into
um,
their phone. I mean, if they're gonna do a night raid tonight, what lawyers guild is gonna be answering a phone right now? I don't know.
this one, that's exactly what they do in times
Okay.
like these when there is a lot of, say, breaking of constitutional law. There are groups that make sure that there are lawyers waiting to enact to get shit going and hopefully get, US citizens out of detention camps. Anyways, Danielle, did you get any of the things that I sent you today?
If I'm on my email or on my,
As a text,
let me
my
see.
phone has been acting real weird.
I don't remember that I did, but I had a lot of texts come in today, so let me take a look. Just Dakota, here we go. Oh, yeah, I see. Know your rights. We have rights, different warrants. Yes,
Yes.
I did
If
get
we could
those.
compile that to send out on constant contact to our members,
Mm-hmm.
it is information on what your rights are within
Mhm.
different situations along the lines of like, one would be ICE can't pull you over if you're driving in a vehicle. I don't people know that, but like legally they cannot make traffic. It's not within their tradition.
Have they been making traffic stops? Or trying to
Well,
make
you
traffic
just-
stops?
the flashing lights behind you kind of pull over, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. So like what does that look like? I mean, different discussions I've had is like if you think it's ICE behind you, call your police station and drive to them, dog.
Mhm.
Now,
Mhm.
I don't want to say that, and I know that that's not always the safest option, but like that is an option. But these are also just like one, if you know it's unlawful, record it,
Mhm.
right? Record unlawful detentions.
Mhm.
But again, we are sending out packet of information. If anyone has issues or if they want more information, they are free to call me
11,
or
stop.
email me. I believe my info is on our website.
Would
And
you want me to put your
Danielle,
number in there
yes, I was gonna say
as a
if you
number
could
to
put that
call?
on the bottom of the or like the
Mm-hmm.
yes, would be very appreciated.
Because the statement we're making is more to, that's the public facing side of this. The stuff and
Correct,
the numbers can go out on the constant contact.
correct. But yes, I don't know if there's anything necessarily to vote on. I guess we are. I guess we're voting on the statement.
I guess you
That's
could
why
two
it's up.
things here is one, do we vote on posting that statement with the just posting the statement as is to the website? I can forward it to Brad. Probably forward to Emiele for our social media page. I can add a contact number, not add a contact number, whichever you guys prefer.
Could you pull it back up quickly?
Yeah.
Window, where was I? There it is. Oops, come down here. And I mean, we have addressed there specifically, right? Do not engage in confrontations with federal or state agents, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're absolutely not encouraging people to be, confrontational here or take on the police or something.
I think this looks good.
Right, and I maybe add at the end, after the available support, maybe add, a number, if you have questions, please call at the end and put a number there.
Gotcha. I was gonna say you can put my name on there for sure. About
Way out of this
go
again.
ahead.
Hang on, I've got to find my way back to my. It's a little bit of a maze to get back on this. It's not like Zoom where it just goes down and the screen comes up.
Mhm.
So I can put your name on it, Dakota, or not?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, no, I had the discussion yesterday about, being enrolled versus not being enrolled in a federally recognized tribe as, being a potential protection. And if we look at the cases where tribal members have been arrested, no, you know,
One it
So are
didn't matter.
there are cases of tribal members being arrested?
yes,
There
Where
are
are those at? Where do you find
there were
those?
in
four
Minneapolis,
well,
4
four Lakota,
Ogallala. Yep,
and then I think one or two Red Lakers.
correct.
Down
And then
down here in Navajo country, we've had a couple,
And
and that
we
was
are,
starting from very early on. There
and
were
they're
some
being
cases out
arrested
in
for, just
they
for
were
what?
detained by ICE because they were brown and were not believed in holding a tribal ID that they were Native American.
So,
There are also a couple Sisseton members that have been detained.
there's
There's been
some
like an
also if you look out in
enormous presence
Washington.
in South Minneapolis and Franklin Avenue area just in
Mhm.
general. And like at Powwow Grounds Coffee. And I think that's because there's a lot of organization happening in those spaces, right? And so, but I mean, it's just an enormous
But this is
population of Native
yeah,
people.
this has
Mhm.
been an across the country problem. It's happened it's been happening in Washington and Oregon. It's
Yeah.
happened down in the Southwest. It's happened in the South
Where do
Dakota.
I
Any-
find-
Any
where do I
city that
find,
we've had riots in the past,
what's that?
Chicago, LA, you
I
name
mean,
it,
we all know that, but
Philadelphia.
what I'm asking is where do I find the information and read about these natives that are being detained?
That's so crazy that you just asked that because it just got sent to somebody just said 4 Oglala detainees. Domi just sent it to me. I don't know if I can forward it outside of this.
You can Google for Oglala detainees Minneapolis. It'll immediately come up.
What is
Um,
the word?
Ogallala.
Oglala.
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 Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Itoan.
I can forward you some other articles as well that have been over the past year that have come up on this, including one woman, I think she was in Oregon, that like ICE
Mhm.
flat out told her tribe was fake and arrested her anyway.
I was gonna say the
So
other point of this is that the Lakota Nation has put out a statement because of the situation.
Spirit Lake has
Sisseton,
put out
Crow
a
Creek,
statement.
and
Yeah.
Spirit Creek, like they have all, or Crow Creek and Spirit Lake, have all put out, statements.
They're
Navajo
holding them at
Nation
Fort
put out
Snelling
statements
too, which
earlier
is
this year.
so traumatizing.
Yeah, that's also really
Mhm.
not cool. That part's really not fun that like people are being detained at Port Snelling. Like they
I
should
know.
not do that.
But they have a whole bunch of empty buildings around Fort Snelling, and that's why
Yep.
that's why
Yeah,
they're
because it's
doing
been
it there.
waiting for people to detain folks. Was built in the first place. So yes, one, I put it forward that we put that out not only on our website, but on our Facebook, our Instagram, whatever, you
I agree.
know, social means we have. Do I have a second?
Second.
Boom. Perfect. Yep. Awesome. All in favor? How?
Oh,
Huh.
All opposed? Perfect. Goes forward. Yes, Danielle, you can put my name on it. And
Okay, and
actually,
then
don't
I will
put my email on there.
just put your email on there and
That
or
one, and then my phone number on the one that we send internally to
okay.
the tribe.
Mhm. Alright.
Something over here. I'm gonna play a song, see if you can hear it. On the computer, I don't want to share it. See if I don't have to try not to share it. You hear any of that?
Mm-mm.
Suppose I gotta try to share.
Dakota, do we have any other business for tonight?
Nope, that is everything. Outside of that, to all you guys, take care. Oh,
Ooh, love.
That's the Sioux National Anthem.
Greg, you're trying to email me this?
I will be working on that one. I got some other ones. They're in a CD format, and I can't play it right now. I think those are the ones that Scotty Brown Eyes uncle. Oh, I'm still sharing, aren't I? How do I
Okay.
stop?
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
That was awesome.
So I got two albums. They came free from my school. They were getting rid of them from the library. As far as I know, they were recorded in 1965, but I think one was 65, one was 96, I believe. Then they were the Tatanka Oyate, the Buffalo Nation.
Yeah.
And I think that was Scotty Brown Eye's uncle singing group.
Oh,
So I played some
You
at the
want-
powwow this last time, and that Jerry told me that. So Jerry wants them too. So I've been trying to get some disc made, but we'll see what I can do. So
let
tell
me
you
know
what, I
because
could
that's
probably share from my OneDrive. Okay,
okay.
because they're out of my OneDrive too. So okay,
Perfect. Phenomenal.
So-
okay.
All right.
So
Well,
adjourn?
yep. If that's it, put a vote forward to adjourn. All in favor?
All right.
Oh,
So
Where is
I'm
my,
in.
let me figure out how to stop the recording. Give me a
Dokshake
second.
wanchiakapi kikde.
Yeah, where is the more record and transcribe? There it is. Stop recording.